Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending with or from whichever country you're joining us from. Welcome on board. This is, of course, Uncle Chile, and this show is Identity Fridays. You can't afford to miss out on such shows. Why? Because there's so much chaos around us. All of us have so much chaos going on, and the only solutions are, of course, on this show. Welcome once again. It's been a pleasure rolling conversations with you throughout the week. We stay present every single time. I appreciate all of you for being here and just coming in to actually share your sentiments and share your stories about identities and how you struggle with that. Now, this is not a health show, so those of you who are waiting for health and wellness sport, you have to wait until Monday. On Fridays, we don't do health and wellness sport, and on Fridays, I am Uncle Chile. I'm not Dr. Lewis, all right? So welcome on board, and feel free to share your story. All the time, remember that this is a fellowship. We are not here to dictate how you should live your life. We are here to share what we know about the spiritual aspect of life, and through that, if it relates to you, well done. Go and feel free to do that. And by the way, allow me to tell you this, that you can actually walk out of this life a free human being. You can walk out of these lives with no anger, with no depression, with no anxiety, with no mental health issues, with no those ideas of you wanting to kill yourself. All right? You can actually walk out of this conversation and out of these lives a free human being, because you're designed to be free. You've always been free. But some way, somehow, somebody distracted you from your freedom and they introduced you to their world. And now you are actually suffering and you've become a victim of their world. So on this platform, we remind you that, hey, you know what? You deserve to have your own identity. You can actually get it from those who stole it from you. All right? You were born on a very, very great and good path. A path that did not want you to live in the past. A path that did not want you to actually have all the insecurities going around you. A path that was intended to make you focus on what is happening inside you, because your real world is what is happening inside you and what is happening, not what is happening outside you. But the truth is, the world that is around you is actually attracted by who you are as a person from the inside. Therefore, if you are in a relationship and you're struggling, you are the problem. Don't call your ex or your boyfriend a toxic boyfriend. Don't call that man narcissist, a word that you cannot define. Don't call that girl, oh, you know, she's very stubborn, she's noisy, she's nagging. No, you are the problem, because you attract who you are. So here, emotions are brought down, estrogen is brought down, and we bring down conversations that actually make sense, with the intention of fixing your identities, with the intention of making sure that you get solutions, real solutions to real problems. Before I forget, allow me to market whatever is coming up in our small future, in quotes, all right? So number one, we have an expedition that is going to happen on Mount Longonot on the 1st and the 2nd of November. It's a very, very interesting expedition, first of a kind. We intend to do more of that as life opens up to new opportunities and as God guides us. But we will focus on the one that is upcoming with no intentions of living into the future, but with intentions of actually preparing so that we don't get caught up. So on the 1st and 2nd of November, we are having that expedition. It's a 2-day camp or expedition at Mount Longonot. So day one, which is the 1st, we're going to meet in Nairobi. We'll be ferried all the way to Longonot. And then in Longonot, we'll have a hike, of course, climb the Mount Longonot, go around the crater and come back. As you come back, you'll settle down to enjoy your bone broth. You'll settle down to enjoy your roasted meat after, of course, having a very good cold shower. So don't come there and say, hey, Daktari, you did not warm water for us. Hey. Everything we preach on the health and wellness sport shall be practiced at Longonot. Everything we preach on Identity Fridays shall be practiced at Longonot also. So that is an expedition that you don't want to miss. We are targeting 22 people. I think we are now at around 15 people or so. I believe so. And yeah, of course, very limited slots left. So if you're willing to, or you're wishing to actually join and have that type of self-reflection, please come over. So that's the first day, a hike, back, showers, eating, and then we have a bonfire. Just enjoy bonfire, have stories, get the bonding sessions, talk about health matters and all that. You ask me questions relating to your health issues, and of course, I'll be obliged to answer those questions. All right, and then we take our break. Some of you will have some kizomba dances there and all that, but then we will take a break and go and sleep. And then day 2, we will wake up to bone broth and of course some eggs, and then we will do everything that is needed to be done on the Identity Friday show. So we will actually go for a walk to reconnect with nature, barefoot of course, and then we'll sit down and have a fellowship with the one and only, aka, you guys now you've started calling me pastor. I'm not pastor, Uncle Chile. So we'll be there having these conversations, answering questions, relating real life situations, and helping you overcome those false identities. By the time you're coming out of that expedition, you'll be a whole different human being, and that's our target. All right, and then you will spread the gospel so that other people get inspired through you. All right, so yeah, come and disconnect and reflect and become better as we move forward. Welcome on board. Number 2, we always run physical consultations in Nairobi. All right, our intention was to actually go around the country, and that is still part of our schedules. We hope we can actually do that now that we've started doing all these expeditions. So yeah, our physical consultations in the present are always held in Nairobi, the last week of the month and the first week of the month. So of course, the reason why we put this expedition on the first week of November is because I will be in Nairobi running those consultations. So from the 27th of this month, that is not 27th, 28th, that is Tuesday, 28th of this month, all the way to the 7th of November, we will be in Nairobi holding those physical consultations. So if you have somebody you want to refer to us, please do that, and then we can do that. We can actually help them get their life and their health back in order. I appreciate that. If you wish to join that also, you can use the office contact. I'll keep on posting it here. I'm glad that Kekeli has pinned it on TikTok, 0707 07 47 22. I repeat, 0707 07 47 22. That is my office contact. So simply send a message through WhatsApp on that contact and you'll be guided if you wish to join the expedition, if you wish to come in for the physical consultations. And also we run weight loss programs that run every single month. On the 15th of every month, there's a weight loss program, courtesy of the Health and Wellness Sport. So you can use the same contact to actually ask those questions and get guided appropriately. So thank you. Again, thank you for taking time to be here. I know you should have been somewhere taking 2 for the road, but you decided, you know what, I am feeling a little bit depressed, and this is because that's the reason why I'm going to my favorite joint to take some 2 barrels of Tusker. But I've decided, you know what, no, I'm going to listen to this gentleman. Maybe he has something to say that will make sense, and possibly I can actually save these few coins that I was going to invest in a bottle of Tusker. Welcome on board. Those of you who are fans of JD, it's time for you to actually say, you know what, thank you to the bottle. It has served you no good. So therefore, we have to be here and find real solutions to your suffering and your problems. So welcome on board. I appreciate your time. Allow me to say hi to some individuals who are joining in. And the only role you can do on this live is to like. If you can share. Again, you can do whatever you want, but I highly recommend that you like and share, because you've been doing that and a lot of people have been getting better through what you're doing. So thank you. Thank you for all of you who are actually sending in gifts already and liking the live and doing all that. I mean, so much appreciated. I'll start with people on YouTube. Of course, we have J Opande. Opande is in the building. Welcome on board, J Opande. I see Mwari Wakimani. Good evening, Uncle Chile. How are you? I am well, and all is well. Thank you. Ramadan Inganga, thank you so much, brother. You've been of much and immense support. Always here, man, on time. I appreciate you, brother. Order of life, that God above men, men above women, women above children. The reverse is respect, submission. Amazing. So we always say that this... Okay, let me just go and say hi first before I start this noise. Priki is in the building. I see you, Priki. I see Purity Wamboi. Thank you so much, Daktari. Kariuki Nagi. Karibu sana. I see Nyaks tuned in from London. Good evening, Uncle Chile. You share a name with a country. Amazing. Yeah. By the way, that name has a story behind it. That country called Chile. It has a story. So that name has a story around it. Don't even want me to go that direction. I will one day. Edward Katende, I see you. I see Lilian Ayako. I see Memory, I promise not to pronounce your second name. Jen Wanjiru is in the building. I see Edward from Uganda. So, 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗞𝗘𝗡. Mukira is in the building. Samuel Kariuki from Colorado, USA. Omi Fitness is also in the building. Amazing to have all of you here. Okay. I already seen Livy Fit is in the building. I am watching WWE wrestling as I listen to Uncle Chill. Hey! So we're going to hit you hard, brother. Welcome on board. Team Kekeli is in the building. I see you. Celestine, I see you. Who else is here? I see Junior from Juja. Bobby, I see you. I see Mr. Blue Valley. Capsomed Chemists is in the building. Amazing. So now people are requesting me to have a match. Seriously? Princess is also in the building. Where? Princess Chito Sakala is in the building. I see you. Badu Karibu Sana. Winnie, I see you. Amazing. And G Unit. Say Effie. Karibu Effie. Nelly Kiyama also. I see all of you. On Facebook. By the way, we introduced Facebook and it's becoming amazing. I put a post on Facebook yesterday about identities. Hey. Some people called me Satan. Hey. You are not ready for the truth. You people are not ready for the truth. You're so delicate. You're so emotional. You are very emotional. And the weird part is that most response, you actually write a whole response with all the grammar issues there because you are so emotional and angry. You're just in a hurry to make sure that your point is actually sensed, and then you put it out, and then you think, hey, this guy will read this comment and feel so bad. This guy will feel hurt. He will know who I am. Hey, bro, I am beyond that level. You should have seen me being you back then in the comment section of everybody. I wanted to feel good. I was chasing that thrill of feeling good. So I would say anything. And then when people like that comment, when people comment on my comment, I'm just like, I got them. They've known who I am. I was so hollow. Right? So imagine you in your own sane mind. Somebody upset you because of them speaking their mind. Imagine you upsetting me just because you're living your life and speaking your mind. How much power have I given or handed to you to control me? Because nothing is supposed to make me angry or make me feel some type of way. So how much power do you hand over to people when you get upset about them living their own life? How much power do you hand over? So every single day we are handing over power to people. We are handing over power to things. We are handing over power to the government. And when you hand over power, you are so easy to manipulate. They simply press the right button and you pour out your emotions. And then the next minute the devil comes and lies to you. Oh, you know what? You need to feel better. Go and apologize. You apologize, you think you feel better, and you still wait for another occasion to actually get upset. So you are always unstable emotionally. And that's how the devil operates. He will come here and lie to you how you have control, how strong you are. Shout at them so that they can actually know who you are. Write that comment to irritate them. And the moment you write it, the devil comes here and tells you, oh, you know what? That was not necessary. Delete it. Delete it. When you want to delete it, he tells you, don't. Just let people react to it because you're getting a thrill out of it. You're feeling good because of the replies that are coming in. And then when you shout at somebody, the same devil who told you to shout at somebody is the same spirit that comes into this ear and tells you, you know what, that wasn't necessary. Okay, take a breath and just lower your ego. So all those ideas coming into your head are all the devil. And the weird part is you're listening to them. Oh, now go and apologize so you can feel good. So that apology is not even genuine. You're coming in because you want to feel good. You're feeling bad, now you want to feel good through an apology. So you're always unstable emotionally. You're always unstable. Your feelings are always all over. So how then can you fix anything? How then can you actually vote with a sane mind? How can you see beyond the evil when you are in the evil? You can't. You must be willing to die for you to actually live. That statement is very deep. You must be willing to die for you to live. But most of you, even having a conversation around death, you become so upset because you've actually identified with death. You see that? And the ego inside you cannot allow you to die from it. The pain that you're feeling is not you who is feeling the pain. It's just you who is trying to identify with the pain. Now you become the pain. But the pain that you're feeling, remember feelings. The pain that you're feeling is not you. It is your ego that is actually feeling the pain. So that's why you must die of that ego so that you never feel the pain. But you feel the pain through your ego and then you call it you, and now you become. How can you not kill yourself? How? How can you not kill yourself? How can you not be depressed? Kefa Ogwell is in the building. Welcome on board, brother. I see Kevin Omondi. I see Margaret Odongo, Nicholas Omondi, Henry Munene, Nyamisa Isaac, Jose Rono, Godfrey Mushiri. I see all of you. Thank you so much for joining in. Now, you'll come out of this conversation a very, very free person. However, before you even come out of this conversation, because that is you living in the future, stay present, focus on the now, and let's start the conversation. Now, I'm talking about broken families. Why am I talking about broken families? You've seen all the chaos that have actually happened because of the death of Baba. May his soul rest in peace. You've seen that, right? So much chaos, and everybody's emotional. Everybody's basically upset. But you ask everybody, why are you upset? They actually don't know. Because they're just upset, they're just emotional because Baba is actually suffering. Baba has died. You can imagine that. Now, this is not a conversation about Baba. It's a conversation about realities. Most of the things that you suffer from is because they are self-inflicted. You inflict them to yourself. Okay? You do inflict most of the pain to yourself. And then you call yourself that pain and you become. So listen, I've just told you, for you to live, you must be willing to die. For anything to happen for you in terms of the spiritual aspect of life, you must be willing to die of that ego. And dying from ego is a very painful process. It's a painful process. Imagine, you have to just be willing to let everything go. You must surrender so that everything is taken away from you. Listen, as a child, you never cared about most of these things. You never cared about wealth. You never cared about resources. You never cared about the future or the past. You sat down to eat a meal. After that meal, you're out there playing. After the playing, you're there crying. After crying, you're there doing something else. You focused on the present and you became the present. And your life was so easy and so comfortable. That's why they tell you, umelala kama mtoto. You've slept like a baby. You see that? Because a child sleeps so soundly because there is no future, there is no past, there's nothing. They're just the present. But look at you. How many women are having insomnia? And then they say, it's because of menopause. You see how you caught the evil nature in you? It's because of menopause. It's because of other women. It's because of stress. So you're always finding solutions to actually continue playing a victim. You're always trying to play a victim every single time. So you're suffering from things that you have control over. When I take people through weight loss programs, some of them tell me they don't eat eggs and all that. But at the end of the program, they're eating eggs. At the end of the program, they have this new energy and they start actually doing what they have to do instead of playing victims. A lot of people who are obese are always playing victims and they want the world around them to side with them. But you see, by the time you are neglecting your body to get to an obese section, it means you've actually neglected yourself so bad. You've actually given up on yourself so bad. So therefore, every person you'll be attracting around you is somebody who is supposed to give up on you either way. Because you attract who you are. So the moment you play that victim, the more you suffer. The more you'll attract people who actually want to hurt you by calling you fat. So your role is to accept, admit that you're actually not doing well, and start from where you are and improve continuously. There are people who I know, they are not fasting this weekend because, you know what, I am attending a funeral. Oh, you know what, there's a birthday somewhere. Oh, the nation is mourning, so I can't fast this weekend. So you're actually creating excuses to live a mediocre life. You have not died. You have not died. But you will not fast because somebody has died. Hey. Anyway, you need to die. You need to die from that ego so that you wake up in the spirit of good. Because look at it this way. The world is always offering you a chance to die every single day. Hey, atinanyonyesha. You know me, I'm a breastfeeding mother, so if I fast, my child will lack milk. As though there is a tube that connects the stomach to the nipple. So when you just drink that milk or that juice, it will go direct to the nipple and the baby suckles it. That way. Either way. So the world is offering you a chance to die every single day. Look at it this way. Every day you experience some types of pain. Every day there's something that is taken away from you. Every day there's somebody gossiping you. Every day there's somebody who wants to shout at you and somebody who shouts at you. Every day, some of us who have this thing that we call a brand. Oh, Uncle Chile brand. Oh, health and wellness sport brand. There's nothing like that. Every single day you call something mine. Mine. You own things. Every day there's somebody who wants to leave that relationship. So every single day, there is always a challenge in your life. And that challenge is an opportunity to actually make you die from your ego. But look at you reacting to it. So instead of just staying calm and watching, because that's the only thing you need to do. Sometimes when you're going through any situation, whether hard or good, you see hard and good is just in your head. So all these situations are just constant. It is you who is changing according to them. So any day that you're going through anything, just go through it and do it. Don't look for people. Don't shoot a video crying and then post it for us. Oh, you know, my my relationship just went south. I've been left, guys. I feel like my heart is tearing. I can't live anymore. You're shooting a video. Listen, how how crazy can you be? Do you know when you're genuinely crying? If you take a phone to shoot a video when you're crying, do you know that disappears? That feeling of crying disappears. Do you know how stupid you look when you're struggling to actually pull tears out of your tear glands as you focus on the video? Now you're confusing us. Should we focus on the video or on the tears? The tears that you are busy. Some of you even cut onions on the table and you're shooting a video. We are like, hey, there's so much pressure here. We can't trust anybody who is crying and shooting a video for us. We can't. How can we trust you? You want to tell me you can swallow at the same time you're breathing? Is it even making sense? Is it possible? Maybe, I don't know. You tell me. Can you swallow and breathe at the same time? So where is the attention? Is the attention on the memory? And women are so good at this. You people with multitasking. So you set a camera and then you start crying. Or do you start crying, then now you turn on you remember, oh, by the way, I need to shoot this. And then you shoot and you put it. That's the only time you people don't put on filters. That's the only time you show us your real face, because you want the message to get home, right? Like, hey. And then your fellow women will come in the comment section. They're like, oh, don't worry. Men are dogs. You'll move on one day. Don't worry. It's just a matter of time. They massage your ego. By the way, when somebody's crying, let them. Don't ever try to hug them or you're comforting. When somebody's mourning, let them. Because the moment you start comforting them with those hugs, what are you doing? You are allowing the evil nature in them to actually survive. You're masking the evil nature. Allow them to go through it. They deserve to go through that. Because during suffering, that's when you actually call upon God. That's when you surrender. So let them suffer so that they know God. But look at you playing God by actually pretending you're the good one here, hugging them and showing them, you know what, it's okay. I've been here before and I understand. You don't understand anything. You don't. You're pretending. Because you're actually doing that because you're chasing a thrill of feeling good. Because when you do that and then people think that you are so caring, you feel good about that. So you're actually chasing that thrill of people thinking that you're a good person. So stop. Let people just carry their own burdens. Everybody came alone and they will live alone. Let them cry. Let them die from that ego, because that pain, they're not the one who's feeling that pain. It is the ego in them that is actually feeling and suffering. The ego that these people who are here need to be here. All right? The ego that we have all the time. Like, look at it this way. Let me give you a very good example that might not go well. I hope it's 9:30, so children are sleeping. So listen. Every time you look at somebody and you tell them, do you know your parents have sex? Take a moment to reflect that statement. If somebody just came to you and told you, hey, by the way, do you know your parents have sex? What will be your reaction? Somebody comes and tells you, by the way, your parents are so much involved in very serious sex more than you do. Yet you as a man or a male, you have 20 girlfriends. Or you as a lady, you have 5 men who are actually having you every weekend. And then somebody comes and tells you, by the way, leave alone these 5 men that you're having sex with. There is your mother. Leave alone all these girlfriends you're having. There is your father. How will you feel? Do you know your father? Your father understands this game more than you. Do you know your father watches porn? How will that go with you? You see that anger that comes inside you that, no way, you can't tell me about that. That anger, by the way, the millennials, I think, are the ones who suffer most from this. Millennials can hardly run a conversation around sex and all that. Because during the morning, parents come out of the bedroom, one is just brushing their teeth, the other one is going to make tea and all that. And my friend, they painted an image that they don't even touch each other. And then you believed it, and then now, if somebody tells you that, it is the truth, but you can't take it. Why? It is not you who cannot take it, it's the ego in you. You actually can take it. But because the ego in you tells you, hey, why are you touching my parents? How many of you will defend your mother so bad when your mother is actually bringing down your marriage? Don't talk bad about my mother. Don't talk bad. Sons who have their mothers in their hearts. Oh, I love my mother with all my heart. So basically they are sounding like women. And they come out and you tell them, you know what, your mother is the reason why your relationship is not working. You actually sound just like your mother and you're so effeminate. That's why your marriage is actually breaking. You attracted a woman who is just exactly as your mother, and now you are running away from that. You have to face responsibility. Oh, don't talk about my mother. Hey, you can't touch parents like that. Talk about me, yes, but don't talk about my parents. I'm like, oh, okay. The untouchables. Well, untouchables gone. So stop pretending that you're this good person, because the world owes you an opportunity to die every single day, but you keep on resisting. People gossip about you every single day. People will shout at you every single day. In your workplace, there's somebody who is willing to shout at you every single day. Your brand will be taken away from you. Your business will be taken away from you by the government. The licenses shall actually make sure that you suffer. And at some point, you'll see the darkness, and you will not be able to see beyond that darkness, because you're always living in the dark anyway. Your marriage shall be crumbling. Your relationship is actually going down. Every day you're arguing with your man or your woman, but you don't find a solution. You're just there, stuck there. The government is making bills and laws that are actually coming in to press you against the wall. And instead of just accepting and moving, you're constantly resisting. Now I've seen on the internet, everybody's analyzing the situation where the government has actually signed in, the president signed in 8 laws that are going to actually oppress the citizens and all that. And I'm just sitting back and thinking, what does that have to do with you as a person? What does it have to do with you as a person? Leave alone what other people are saying. Leave alone what your influencer is telling you on the internet. What does that have to do with you? Even if the government did not sign those bills into law, would you not still wake up and go to work to make a living? Oh, business are difficult because the government. Oh, business are this because of that. Oh, there's because of that. There's always an excuse around it, except you. That if this door closes, it is because of the government. It's not because you actually chose the wrong path. It's because of the government. When will we ever start taking responsibility? And you know where this is coming from? It's coming straight from the homes. When there's no teachings at home, we see all the chaos in the streets. And then we pretend that, you know what, no way, I have sinned. And may those who actually died throughout this stuff, may their souls rest in peace. But what lesson am I picking from this? I'm looking at it with a different angle and different eye, and I will share it either way. Whether you get emotional or not, no one or nothing is supposed to make you feel some type of way. So if my sentiments or I make you get upset, you are the problem. Go fix yourself. So all these chaos that have happened the last 2 days, what were they about? What were they about? I want this conversation. What were these chaos about? That you can actually get into a plane and vandalize the plane just because... What did the plane do? What did the stadium do? I don't understand. Maybe you people do understand because you're always involved in this. I don't understand. And then when you're called out for the truth, oh, we will unsubscribe to your channel. Oh, we will, And then my question is, where is the fathers? Where are the fathers? Where are the family units? And of course, we go back to what Inganga said, that the spiritual order of life must be upheld. That God above men, men above women, women above children. It doesn't care if you're married or not. That is the spiritual order of life, and this shall be upheld. God above men, men above women, women above children. If that does not happen, all this chaos will be worse. I'm telling you. If you don't fix your family from your home, all this chaos shall continue. And you will always find a reason to blame any other thing. You will blame the government, you will blame politicians, you will blame parents, you will blame everybody except you. You will never take responsibility because you think the world owes you understanding. It does not. It does not. The world does not owe you any understanding. You are always in the dark. That's why you have a lot of anger. And you're always trying to find a place to actually unleash that anger. Apparently, such situations give you a chance to exercise your anger. They give you a chance to actually now exercise the anger inside you. So it's not about the world. It's about you as an individual. You have anger. Because if I look back at the spiritual order of your life, I'll simply see there's no father in that family. If there's a father, there's a weak father who is afraid of the mother. And then the mother ended up remodeling into her own image because she was angry and trying to protect you against the weaknesses of your father. And you became a mini version of your mother, courtesy of the weaknesses of your father. Your father did not stand ground, did not teach you how to become a man, did not teach you how to take responsibility. There was no moral authority from home. So therefore you don't know how to submit to authority. That's why you're vandalizing everything. There was no order at home. There was no value of things at home. That's why when you go to the streets, you're vandalizing everything. Because that's what you are used to at home. It has nothing to do with the government. It has nothing to do with the death of your politician, the favorite politician. It has nothing to do with other people who are telling you the truth or even a lie. It has everything to do with you as an individual. You have anger and you need to overcome. So whether you like it or not, we will not sugarcoat this because we are here to actually tell you the truth and make sure you have your spirit in order. It will have to happen. It will have to happen. So all of us, now no wonder the media is full of, the social media is full of all these people who are angry, who are misbehaving, who are seeking validation through nude pictures and photos, who are sending sex traps, who are all over. Porn is being marketed everywhere. It's because all of you are on the internet. Compare this life and the life before the internet. Even if you are stressed, you will not shoot a video. There was no videos. You remember when the phone was 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗘𝗦? Do you guys remember when the phones were 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗘𝗦? How would you shoot a video to complain of how life is actually pinning you down? You still have to wake up tomorrow and find solutions. But you at this moment in time, because you have a smartphone, you can actually afford an iPhone 16 Pro XYZ. But you can actually afford tears. So you bought a phone to actually afford videos of you crying. You bought a phone to actually come and tell us your marriage is not working. You have actually paid for the internet to just come and tell us, you know what, I need help. So you have bundles, but you need help. Tap the screens, guy. Tap the screens because I need help. And you think we are going to come to your aid because we really care. We don't. We are coming to your aid because we have that cathedral inside us of wanting to feel good. So when we help, we feel good. When we come in that WhatsApp group and we give you something so that you actually fix your problems, we feel good about it because, you'll say, Lewis cares. Lewis actually came through for me. I did not come through for you. I was doing it for myself, for my ego. I wanted to feel good. So all these chaos are coming in from broken families. And when I say broken families, I don't necessarily mean that people are abusing each other physically and all that. No, most of you get it skewed. The truth is this. I will use live examples, very live, relatable examples so that you can actually see. So I'm saying when that spiritual order of life is broken, let's say a father got married. Let's say my father got married. He married without having to seek his identity from his mother. So basically my father had an identity of his mother. So he was a woman from inside. Outside he was just a male, and inside he was actually so emotional and so angry. So if any case, he was angry at his mother and he started running away from his mother without even knowing. And then he ended up attracting his mother because whatever you're resenting and running away from, you'll always attract. So because inside him, he has his mother, the highest chance is he will attract his mother as a wife. So then what happens? He has attracted his mother, he has married, and now he realizes later, Kumbe this one is just my mother in a different body. The same spirit in a different body. This one here. But this one I have to live with it for all this time. I've actually put some babies in this one. So the difference between this one and the other one is because you did not put babies in that one. But this one has your babies. And now chaos starts. Most marriages are breaking because of that nonsense. People just get in because of loneliness. Others get in because they think that sex is in abundance in a marriage. And then they get there and then a man realizes they've grown fat. They cannot even erect. Now the sex is there, but now they cannot have it because there's no erections. Chaos starts. You see that? Chaos starts from there. This woman came here because from where she comes from, she was running away from the weaknesses of her father. There was no strong father, there was an absent father. So everything she was looking for was somebody who will provide that masculine frame, and she jumps into it and settles thinking that this is actually now her father. Now the boyfriend or the husband has to play two roles. He has to play a father figure and then a husband figure. That's the most difficult task for anybody to play, unless they have an identity. So now you ran away from the weaknesses of your father or the absence of your father. You ended up attracting your father in a different body as a husband. And now you realize all the weaknesses that you're running away from are actually here. That's why single parents will always raise single parents. A single mother, I like using the word single mother, but mothers will always raise mothers. Let's say it that way. But for you to understand, single mothers will always, most oftenly, raise single mothers. Single fathers will always have the same problem. But you will see the masculine coaches saying, oh, children that are raised by a father alone are better off than children raised with mother alone. I'm just like, where? Children are not designed to be raised by fathers alone. They were designed to be raised by both parents. So there's no better children than the other. No, that is ego. This is masculine coaches trying to lie to you so that they stamp the authority. That's a lie. Children raised by single mothers have high chances of actually getting in prison and all that. At some point, I agree with that because of the emotions that come with it, the insecurities, and then the anger that comes from the nature of a woman being emotional. And you see, the emotions in a woman are only stabilized by a bold man. Every woman is emotional and they are chaotic in terms of their emotions. So the only one who can stabilize those emotions is a strong man. But you can imagine how with those emotions, then she ends up attracting a male with those emotions. Chaos will start. No wonder you people are killing each other. And then saying, I was killing her because of love. I was killing him because of love. I couldn't handle her cheating. I loved her so much that I had to kill her because she was supposed to be only mine. Aye. There was a case when somebody moved all the way from Thika to Eldoret to go and kill that doctor student in Moi University. Do you remember that time? This guy came from Thika to Eldoret to go and kill that girl because he had sent some money. Look at that entitlement. Look at that ego. There's another one who watched movies and became the movies. So decided to kill the entire family because of that. He was watching these types of movies, and we actually related to that story. Imagine how empty we were. This guy has been watching these movies, and those movies are the reasons why he killed this family. No. That guy did not kill the family because of the movies. He had anger inside him. The movie just exacerbated the anger. It just gave him ideas here and there. But all of these things were hailing from the center of anger, emotions. So emotions are evil. They need to be put on the ground. And that's why you should never marry because of emotions. You should marry because of roles. Emotions in a marriage. I love my wife so much. Okay, if you love her, provide for her. If you love her, lead her. If you love her, protect her financially, physically, and emotionally. You will not have to come and tell us, I love my wife. You see that? You simply do these things there. You don't need to get validation from us by telling us, I love this woman so much. No. You don't need to tell us you love your boyfriend so much. You can't love a man unless that man is your son. And if you respect and submit to your man, you don't need to tell us. We will simply see. We'll see, actually, this is actually working. But by the time you're actually finding a reason to come and tell us, what does that mean? Thank you, Stana. What does that mean? It is not working. Not working. So you're lying to us. We are just looking and saying, let's give you time. So let me give you a good life example, okay? When a family is broken, children suffer. So when there's no father, Uncle Chile, about the killing, I think soap movies have lied to us. Let me see this comment. I think soap movies have lied to us, Uncle. People What is happening to this comment? People should live in reality. Well, listen. When you have an identity, first things first, where will you get the time to watch soap movies? Soap operas from Mexico. A lot of people watch these movies because they are empty. They are lonely. And then they're trying to find something somewhere. Are these lives recorded? Yes, but on YouTube, Uncle Chile platform on YouTube. So you'll find it there tomorrow. So we find solace in movies. We find lessons in movies, lessons that we're supposed to be taught by our parents. Just the same way, we find fathers in politicians or fathers in masculine coaches on the internet, because the one who is supposed to teach us this thing is not there. The fathers who are supposed to teach us these lessons are absent, or they are weak. They can't know how to control our, basically to correct our mothers. They can't tell them the truth because they are afraid if they tell them the truth, they will leave them and they'll become lonely. So they're afraid of being lonely. So then when they're afraid of being lonely, they will never live in the truth. And when they're afraid of living in the truth, they will lie, and the children will become a product of that lie. So then how do you expect children to be better when they are raised by products who are coming out of lies and centered in emotions? It's very difficult. So therefore, we need to fix ourselves so that our children never suffer. All right? And it's not too late. Just because you have children, you still have anger, you can actually win this battle. And I'll teach you how to do that. Of course, I've done that all the time, but I'll teach you how to do that. Now listen. So you come from a broken family where maybe the father was weak. They shared bills with the mother. The father was a liar, so he was covering things and all that. There was no transparency and truth and all that, okay? And then they got here because of loneliness. So those weaknesses made the mother very angry, and the mother started protecting the children naturally against the weaknesses of the father, because women, they don't like weak men. But apparently these weak men are the 70% out here. So the chances of these women attracting these weak men are very high, because even the women themselves, they'll never fix themselves. They are running away from their families, which are broken, only to attract another guy here with no identity. So it's all a mess. But this is the point. So women want to protect children against the weaknesses of their fathers. It's a natural state. And it's not evil as such, but it's coming from the center of evil. So it's a natural state for them to try and protect children against this emotional side of their fathers, the weaknesses. By doing that, they remodel children into their own identities. And now children harbor the identities of their mothers. Remember, it's the role of a father to protect this remodeling. The father protects the children from being remodeled into a woman's image. That's why it is very sad when you hear a man becoming emotional. It's very sad. Because emotions will block the man from seeing realities and truth. Okay, so once you understand that, you know. So if you're coming from such type of families where parents are sharing bills, there's so much chaos, some parents kissing in front of you, you don't have any basis of knowing how to hold down a family. So therefore, your primary need becomes in life, you'll be constantly chasing a stable family. Higher. Higher. You're coming out from a broken family or a weak fatherhood family where there's no order, there's no consistency, there's no discipline, there's no authority and moral authority, there's no morals totally that are supposed to be imparted in you by your father. Somebody's saying wounded inner child syndrome. Very true. But I would like to educate you something, okay? Don't allow the West to give you these titles. When they give you these titles, they make you feel bad. So, angry mothers and weak men raise crazy children. Very true. This is the point. So you've come from a weak family, a broken or a weak family. Now your primary goal in life is always, you will be always wanting to have a good family. You will have that in your mind so bad that you'll want to actually hold down a family so bad. You see, the moment you start wanting to have a family of your own so bad, that is desperation already. So you can imagine what energy you're portraying to the world. How does the world view you? The world is viewing you as a very desperate individual. And guess what? You're going to attract who you are, because from inside you're portraying this weakness and this desperation to actually have that family unit of yours so badly. So from inside you're portraying to the world an energy that is weakness, desperation. So from inside you're going to attract who you are. So guess what you'll attract? Because you're running away from the weaknesses of your family or the brokenness of your family, you're going to attract a gentleman who is exactly the same image of your father. who is exactly also running away from his desperation and loneliness. So therefore, the two of you are running away from something, and then you'll come together. And then the moment you get children, or the moment you just move in and settle together, now the chaos begin. You know, you're used to going to your boyfriend at the end of the week or at the end of the month, and then you stay for 2 days or 1 day and you disappear. So most of you don't know the real truth about you, about each other. You're used to actually going to a girlfriend's house, hey, my friends, and then spending a night there, eating these good meals, having the sex, and then coming out of there, oh, you're a happy man, my mama. You know, my mama is everything. And then now, you two desperate souls have now to settle down and actually make babies. And then you have to guide those babies to become the best version of themselves. How? How? When the only thing that brought you together is the fact that you are running away from the weaknesses in your family. The fact that you're so desperate and you're looking for this family unit so desperately. So then how are you going to attract real people? Is this not the same thing that women do? They apply makeup, they take good photos and put filters, and they put they edit the photos and then they post it on the internet with the hope to attract a man who will take care of them. So by the way, you will take 20 photos. In these 20 photos, you will choose 2 or 1. You will edit them and then you will post them, edited photos of you. But as you're posting those edited photos of you, you're actually hoping to attract a real man. Where from? Where from? Whatever you're posting on the internet, why are you even in the first place posting on the internet? Why? So, do you know that just being feminine can actually attract you a man without you having to post anything? Modesty. So by the time you are posting out there, how bad is the situation here that you cannot attract a man here? You use a filter. You edit the photos. So by the time you're looking at the photo, you actually know this is not me. But apparently, you want to post that photo and then attract a real person. But maybe I'm the one who is seeing it wrong. Ladies, please, tell me, what is that? Like a man, I'll hire a car. Take these good photos in the name of faking it until I make it. Go and borrow money from my friends, go for swimming pools, and then I post naked photos, half-naked photos of me with my chest out and my small abs out, hanging out in different locations. Ladies like that. All the time you're going for vacation and holidays, you're taking photos of that place and posting it out without any intention of marketing anything you're selling, unless you're selling the body, or without any intention of marketing anything that you're doing. You take these photos. The moment you settle into a hotel, the first thing you're taking is photos of foods. I'm like, madam, you've never seen food. Because if somebody who visits 𝗕𝗏𝗡 every single day to eat a meal there, will you ever take photos of that meal every day and post it? Oh, you know, I'm at 𝗕𝗏𝗡. Oh, you know, I'm Serena every day. Those people who post photos of food, they're actually starving. They are starving. Uko njaa mbaya. So you want us to sponsor your next meal, huh? What is happening? And then you edit the photos and then you post it for us. And then now we are here, we are selecting these photos, we're looking at all these tattoos, the hair, we're looking at the chains, the handbag there, we're looking at your life, you're like, okay. For me to actually earn her legs, I have to actually step up, right? And guess what I'll do? Edit my profile, put all these lies there, and then come into your DM. And when you see me, you're like, hiya, hey. So this one is from the lineage of 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗡. 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗡 or 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗧. This one, so I have attracted a real one from the lineage of 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗡. People lie to each other every single day. So we wait for 1 week, and of course, The same lady will be posting us a video crying of how this guy from Nabongo Mumia's lineage hurt her so badly. She did not hurt you. She had the fake you. She had the false you. That's the ego you. So the pain that you're actually experiencing is not you. It is the ego in you. So become real. Stop posting. Focus on yourself. Overcome anger. Overcome the inadequacies and the insecurities. And then just become better and see. Because you'll attract who you are. So now you'll attract a person who has the same identity as you. But you keep posting those fake photos of yours and you think you'll attract a real man. You keep going to church because the reason why you're going to church is because you want to attract a man. Imagine that. And ladies are experimenting from left to right. Not only ladies, even men. Nowadays, in early 20s, you are on the spectrum. You are busy telling us how you are, how gender is fluid and all that. Yeah, so in your reproductive age stages, you're telling us how the umbrella is the best thing you've ever come across. And yet I'm looking at you, I'm asking, where is the father? By the time you get to mid-20s, you broke. Imagine you tell us the reason why you're a lesbian is because men hurt you. So it's not because you don't have an identity, it's because men hurt you. Well done. Because you had a toxic boyfriend and you decided, you know what, I'm done with men, now I have to go for the women. But in 2 years, you've had 4 women as girlfriends or boyfriends. I don't know how you call each other. So then, what is happening? I thought because men hurt you so badly and you decided to change to the other side, I thought it's supposed to be interesting that side. How is it possible that you're now into 4 different relationships with girls? What changed? Who is the constant one in these 5 or 6 relationships? Isn't it you? Is it not you? So you convince me that men are your problems. So if men were the problems, how did you end up having 4 other relationships with girls? See, I thought if you cross from men to this other side, you will stick with one. What changed? Hello? Eh? And then we call you out to tell you, hey, you know what? This is confusion. You tell us, oh, you're busy all holding alive and actually telling people, go and subscribe to that channel because you know what? He doesn't like the umbrella people. I'm like, hey, hold your horses. We will not stop telling you the truth just because you're sensitive. Build you. Fix you. Because the only constant thing in those relationships is you. Look at you complaining. By the way, when somebody asks you, how was your relationship with your exes? I mean, how is that even important anyway? Then they ask you that, and then you tell them, oh, you know what? My ex was toxic. You want to paint this image that I was the good person to the new one, right? I was saying my ex was toxic. My other marriage was not working because he was a chauvinist. He was a misogynist. He was a toxic man and all that. And then somebody asks you, but how many relationships have you been in? Before you got this toxic chauvinist, before you got this nagging girl of yours, how many relationships have you been in? Maybe 5. Okay. In these 5 relationships, who is the constant figure? Are they the other partners or the other people or you? Who is the constant? So then why are you thinking the other person was the bad one? Why don't you fix you? Why are you playing a victim? Every single time you're doing that, why are you playing a victim? Wake up. Wake up. Amuka buana. Amuka. Ladies and gentlemen, the hike that is coming in, a hike plus a camp plus an expedition on the Longonot. You can't miss out on that. 2 days expedition happening at Mount Longonot, a camp, and an Identity Friday fellowship. You can't miss out on that thing, man. Simply call the office. Don't call. Send a text message on the office contact. Let me post it here. 0707074722. Use that contact to make inquiries about the upcoming expedition with health and wellness sport. All right. Yeah, so you can use that, book that slot, and let's see you there. We will have a camp of 2 days that will be very interesting. All the things that we do on health and wellness sport on Uncle Chile platform shall be enhanced there. So you can't miss out on that. Also remember, from the 28th of this month all the way to the 7th of next month, we are having our physical consultations in Nairobi. So you can actually use the same contact to book a slot for that. You can also book a slot with us for online consultations that happen every evening, and you can be attended to. So thank you. Also, at Imenti House, we have our merchandise, fermented cabbages, tallow, beef and sheep tallow. We have hoods, we have t-shirts, we have sweatshirts, we have mugs, we have water bottles, all these things. We have notebooks. All these things are at Imenti House. And you can actually make an inquiry through the same office contact. You'll be guided through. So go pick it and let it grace your home, all right? And Uncle Chile hoods are also there. So make an effort so that you actually grace your home with a lot of peace. So all of us are living this life for perfect peace. We are only after one thing, perfect peace from inside. Perfect peace is when you are so full and complete from inside. So allow me to define to you the word happiness, all right? Happiness. Happiness is your current state without expectations. Hello? Just remove expectation from your current state. You are a very happy soul. There's no depression. There is no time. There is no future. There is no past. There is no anxiety. Happiness is your current situation minus expectations. Basically, I'm telling you, overcome your thoughts. Because the devil will always be trying to send you into the future and send you into the past, because he doesn't want you to ever be consistently in the present and with no pressure of life. So he'll always be giving you these false ideas. Oh, your future is brighter. When the devil says to your head that your future is brighter, identify that voice is not the voice of God. That is the voice of the devil. That is your thoughts. So when the devil gives you ideas to go down on your knees and pray, and he gives you the prayer, and you think you're praying to God, most of you are just praying to your thoughts. That is the devil. You're praying for a brighter future. That basically means you're praying to the devil, because God says, ask me for today's deeds. He doesn't want you to live in the future. He wants you to live now, in the present, because this is where he is. The presence of God is in the present. So why are you living in the future that you don't even have? Why are you constantly identifying with the past that you don't even have? Now you're passing judgments over yourself every single day and every single time. Why are you passing judgments when God does not even judge you? And most of you read the scriptures, whether you're reading the Quran or reading the Bible. Most of you read these scriptures and you interpret it with the one who taught you. You're either interpreting the scripture through the voice of the Imam, or you're reading the scripture and interpreting it through the voice of your Sunday school teacher. So in your head, you're reading it the scripture, but the interpretation in your head is not yours. Because you're supposed to approach the scripture with an open mind. No thinking, no emotions, no attachment to the past and the future, just you. And the weird part, or the truth is, the scripture is already in your heart. It's not in the book. It is in your heart. And the scripture is common sense. Common sense. So if you're thinking God is in the Bible, you're wasting time. I thought we are mourning for our president today. I thought we are mourning for our president today. Why are we mourning? Why should we mourn? Why? Why should we mourn? Why? Why should we mourn? You ask yourself that question. And you see, you thought, so it is in your thinking, it's in your mind. Don't allow that spirit of evil to actually dictate what you want to say. Just watch the devil, listen to what he's saying, and then ignore him for 10 seconds. You realize it is not important. Imagine me mourning somebody that I don't even, my friends, honestly. I can mourn because maybe he was a state. But what if I don't have that feeling of mourning? What if, have you ever asked yourself that? I told you that there was a day I was burying my uncle, and in my head I was actually waiting for the time for me to cry. Nilikuwa natupa mchanga kwa hiyo kaburi, and I'm thinking, machozi yangu itatoka saa ngapi? Because I'm seeing other people crying and they are so emotional. I'm just wondering, why are we crying? Is death not the only thing that we are sure of, all of us? And have we not just taught that we are supposed to die in our egos? Out of that ego, we get life. So death is something that all of you know at some point. You just don't know when you'll die and how. But you are sure that it will come. The moment you pop out of your mother's womb, that is the only thing that you are sure of, that you will die anyway. So then why do people take it so serious? Do you see how people pretend? Is it that we are not just ready for it or something? I mean, you're supposed to be ready for it. You're actually supposed to think about death every single day. Because the ego tells you that there are people who are not supposed to die, and that is your relatives and people that you know. They're not supposed to die. Your friends, your spouse, your parents, they're not supposed to die. That is ego. They are supposed to die, and they will die. Ego tells you that you're not supposed to die. You have to die anyway. For you to see life, you must die. All right? Yeah. So the reason why people mourn or cry during a funeral or they feel emotional is because they were born in families that people mourn. If you're born in a family that people celebrate death, you'll be celebrating death. You'll be actually be wondering, why are people crying during a funeral? So it's conditioning. Overcome it. Just be you. If that comes, live in the moment and do it and move. If it doesn't come again, keep moving, because your present is more important than whatever happened in the past. Death now for the gentleman is in the past. So how is it affecting your present? How is it affecting you as a person directly in the present? So stay present every single time. So I've told you, when you're chasing something desperately, maybe a career, maybe a relationship or a marriage, maybe buying a car or building a house, you're doing it so, in your head, you're planning so desperately that I need to have a house, I need to have this type of life, I need to be this spiritual person. All you're doing is you're submitting to the evil nature in your head. All right? You're projecting now the desperation of wanting a family, and then people will use you desperately. And then you'll go back to factory settings, crying every single time. That project desperation, that you need to protect a brand so badly, that you need to build a house, that you need a car, you will always have problems. Because those things, anything that you prioritize, anything that you're desperate for becomes your God. It controls you and it destroys you. Renew your mind always. Thank you so much for that, Winnie. Every single time. That's why we say do a silent prayer before you go to bed, so that you overcome the thoughts of the day. And that's why we say do a silent prayer when you wake up, so that you start a day on an empty slate. And now you will not rely on your thoughts. No, you will rely on revelations that are coming through your heart on how to live your life. But most of you are living life according to a plan. That plan is not working, but you have to actually push it. And now it actually destroys you. You love your children so much, you love your career so much, you love your husband or your parents. They become your God, they control you. And now they actually kill you, they destroy you. You love your mother, and then you drag your mother into your marriage. Now your mother destroys your marriage. Every single time she's fighting with your wife. Every single time she's actually telling you that is not the right man for you, deserve better. And now she destroys your marriage because her marriage did not work. If it worked, she would be focusing on that marriage, not your marriage. So at some point, children and parents are supposed to let each other go. You're supposed to let children go. By the time they get to 18, you're supposed to actually start detaching from them totally. How do children suffer coming from broken families? Does it change their perception about marriage, live in fear of marriage, or do they become obsessed with the perfect marriage? Well, all those things will happen. Now, number one, you've asked how do children suffer coming from a broken family. This is exactly the point. The point is, every child gets a bearing or a spiritual bearing from a father. Every child gets everything from the source, and the source or the earthly representation of God to a child is the biological father. But mothers, because of the weaknesses of the fathers, they turn children against their fathers, and the children become a mini version of the mothers. When they become a mini version of the mothers, they suffer from that. And when they suffer from that, everything they're actually trying to chase is what they did not have. And unfortunately, they will always attract what they did not have because they're running away from it. All right? All of us are running away from something. You are running away from poverty. When you get money, you start eating all the unhealthy foods because you can afford it. You become sick, problems begin. And now all the money that you've actually accumulated will go into hospital bills, and you become poor. So basically, you ran away from poverty, you attracted poverty. You see that? So you are here desperately looking for a man. Let's say you're a lady, nyaks, or you're a man. Let's say you're a lady. Let's use a lady. So you come from a family where there was no father, or there was a weak father, or there was an abusive father who physically abused your mother, and you saw that. So this is not an ideal marriage for you. You don't want somebody who will abuse you in a marriage. So you want somebody who is totally the opposite of your father. When you want somebody who is the opposite of your father, you must overcome his spirit. You must face your mother, overcome her anger because she was angry at your weak father and she turned you into a monster. You must overcome the weakness of your father so that you become pure and you can see life through your own window. The problem is you will leave this relationship, this family, without having to apologize them and overcome their identities. So you're living, yes, but you have the identities, the weaknesses of your father and the anger from your mother. Now guess what? You will attract who you are. You will attract the same things that you're running away from. So you're trying to look for a man who will actually be the opposite of your father. You end up attracting the man who is just exactly as your father, but in a different body. All right? True. Even the scriptures, it's only said, love your God only. People treat them as you would. Yes, the scripture says, love God with all might, everything you have, with nothing else, and the rest shall be added unto you. And the only way to love God, it even says, how can you even tell us you love the one that you don't know, when the one that you know you don't love him? And the one that you know is your biological father. So if you have no relationship with him, how can you tell us that you can actually have a perfect relationship with the Spirit of God? You can't. So you'll suffer. So you run away from the weaknesses of your father and the anger of your mother. You end up attracting the same things in future, in the life. All right? So that's how children suffer. The chaos that you're seeing, the broken marriages that you're seeing, are because these children come from families that are broken. So they don't have a bearing. They don't have moral character. They don't know how to take care of families. Sons don't know how to provide exclusively. They want to share bills with women. Sons don't know how to lead because they are afraid that if they try to tell the women the truth, they lead the women in truth, they will be lonely. And that is coming from them resenting their mothers and projecting it to their women. All right? So the emptiness inside us, we're always trying to think that something from outside is coming in to fill that emptiness. So you're thinking that because you come from a broken family, you must do everything to make sure that your family works. Now your current family has to work. It will not work. It will not work. Because you are broken. So you're actually trying to find solutions of your brokenness or for your brokenness from outside. But your real world is not outside, it's inside you. That's how you suffer. That's how you have all these problems. Does it change their perception about marriage? Of course it does. But you see, the perception is not their perception. It's the perception of whoever they have from inside. It is also a perception of the evil nature in their heads, the anger in them. So the perception is basically thoughts. When you have thoughts, you have the nature of evil. Unless the thoughts are in the present. So whatever you perceive of a marriage, that's none of your business. Your business is you should fix you so that you attract somebody who will actually take care of you. If you're a woman, if you fix yourself, you become feminine naturally. Therefore, you attract a masculine man who has an identity. And this man is willing to take care of you completely. But most of you women want to compete with men in their own spaces. You want to compete with men in careers. You want to actually be financially stable so that if a man leaves you, you can actually survive. And that is not your thought. That is a thought that was put in your head by your mother because of the weaknesses of your father. So that's what you're doing. You're basically trying to find a man who will take care of you, but you're also trying to find yourself out so that if anything that happened to your mother happens to you, you can survive. So you're coming in with a false idea. You're coming in broken already, and then you want it to work. How will it work when you are the broken one? It is not the man who will make it work. It is you who will make it work for you. So stop paying attention to other people. Stop paying attention to the marriage that happened to your parents. You overcome their false identities, and now you have your own identity. Now you can actually know who to attract. And that light inside you will protect you against the evil spirit, the evil people. You see that? So our reason here, our world is always to try as much as we can to fix ourselves on a daily basis. Are there instances where children coming from broken families end up in perfect marriages? What is perfect? What do you mean by perfect? And basically, you're trying to go around the same point. You're trying to run away from the real reality. The reality is you have to fix yourself. So again, exceptions don't make the rule. Exceptions don't make the rule. There are so many people, if you put CCTVs in these houses, you will know. Out here, they'll paint an image that they are doing so well. They'll even have YouTube channels. But put a CCTV in those houses, you'll know there's hell. How many presidents are divorced from their wives? But when they come in the public, oh, it is working. They hold hands and they are working according to a script. How many of them? It is working all the time. So stop also paying attention to, you see, this question is actually taking attention away from you. We need to talk to you, nyaks. Are there instances where children coming from broken families end up in perfect marriages? One thing is, there's nothing perfect. There's only perfect peace. So when you have perfect peace, everything works for you. If that was meant by perfect, then that is it. So if you don't have perfect peace, how can you actually have a perfect marriage? How? if you are seeking identity from your parent, but you still have anger, do you go back and forgive your parent again? Now listen, you see the problem is, most people when they are seeking an identity, they are going there with expectations. So they're not going there to actually get their identities back. They are going there to actually feel better. They want to do this for the sake of feeling better. So they are chasing a thrill. You didn't go there because it's necessary. You went there because you want to feel better. Those are expectations. Your role is to go and overcome your parents to actually have your identity, Javan. Once you have your identity, you focus on you now. And that's why you do a silent prayer, so that you overcome the thoughts. Remember, the world is full of evil people who will want to hurt you every day. Evil circumstances are all over. So therefore, your role is to do the silent prayer to overcome your thoughts every single day. You don't fix your identity by forgiving your parents, then you sit there and say, you know what, now I'll never have anger. No. You have to actually understand that the voice that is always in your head is not your voice. It is not the voice of God. It is the voice of the devil. So now, my children shall know me through my voice, and my voice is a voiceless voice. Basically, it's a revelation, not your thoughts. So the battle is between your thoughts. When you're forgiving your parents, you're overcoming them to take your identity back. Once you have your identity, you stick in the silent prayer so that you overcome every single thought that is coming from outside you. And then you pay attention to you. You see that? You pay attention to you. So you constantly fix yourself on a daily basis. It is not something that you do and then you sit back, you say, oh, now I've forgiven my parents. That is ego. It's the same ego that you walk on the road saying, oh, you know, I have an identity. This one is actually having no identity. You see how this one is behaving? This one has no identity. Oh, no, that is ego. So basically it means you still allowed the ego to live inside you. Ego death is a painful process and it has to happen every day. Look at it this way. God says in the scriptures that you have to pray endlessly. But how many times have you done a silent prayer? What is perfect peace? Perfect peace is basically overcoming anger. When you don't have anger, that is perfect peace. That is heaven. But when you have anger, you're living in hell. And that is brokenness. Pray without ceasing. But you close your eyes and try to focus on yourself for just 5 minutes only. See how much distraction is in your head. See how much chaos are in your head. So you can even not take 2 minutes to only focus on you. That's why you have all these chaos in your head. So if you cannot even take 2 minutes to focus on yourself, how will you even focus on others and help them? It's all ego. A silent prayer is something that teaches you discipline and persistence. Yeah? Because you have to pray without ceasing, brother. And in your prayer, you're not praying from ideas. You're just closing your eyes to focus on the thoughts. Watch them as they come and let them go. But the problem is, we always get into the silent prayer mood. Some of you turn on cameras. Some of you turn on candles. Some of you put on music. So all ideas are now coming into your head from the candles, from the music, from from even calling it meditation. You see, now there's an idea in your head. Now it becomes chaotic. So imagine closing your eyes to just be still, because God says in the scriptures, stay still and know God. Stay still and know God. Bring all your thoughts into captivity. But look at you. Your thoughts, you can't even keep your thoughts at bay. So you're struggling. You can't even take some minutes to focus on you by just emptying your head. Because all the thoughts in your head are not yours, are put there by people. But you can't overcome that. So you must constantly do the silent prayer. I insist. That's why we wake up every morning to do a silent prayer. That's why we go to bed after doing a silent prayer, because we want to overcome thoughts that are coming in with the evil nature of the world. All right? Yeah. Oh, there was a question here. There was a pinned question here and disappeared. Do prayers without action work? I request you to come in. Let's have this conversation. Kevin Omondi, do prayers without actions work? First, what is a prayer to you? What is a prayer? If it's coming from your thoughts, it's not a prayer. You're praying to the devil. It has to come from the heart, because this is where the kingdom is. This is where the devil is, your thoughts. So a prayer, when you're telling me a prayer, basically you're trying to mean going down on your knees and making this type of prayer and praying it from whichever source you want to, or you're praying it from ideas from your head. That is not a prayer. That is basically you having a conversation with your father, the devil. And you need to overcome that. That's why you do a silent prayer. So if you're talking about the silent prayer, you don't need an action on silent prayers. You simply close your eyes and focus on overcoming thoughts. And the moment you overcome thoughts, that is perfect peace. Now, everything will work according to how God wanted it to work. Because most of the things that you want, Most of the things that you want are not what God needs for you. The moment you start doing the silent prayer and you start getting revelations instead of getting ideas and plans, you realize that most of the things that you've actually wanted are not even what you really want. So God will give you what you need, and that will be perfect. You will actually be so comfortable with what you have right now. For example, at this moment in time, Kevin, are you in any way suffering now? And have you ever realized that most of the things that actually stress you up are things that are coming from your thoughts of the future and thoughts of the past? So when you're doing a silent prayer, that's the best prayer, because you're overcoming the thoughts of the past and the thoughts of the future. Now you have no thoughts at all. That's a perfect state. That is perfect peace. And now you'll never worry about, actions, faith without actions, or doing something. No, you simply work according to revelations, because you are a spirit existing or experiencing life in a physical way. So God lives in you, and he is actually saying, just surrender and I will take over. So when you start doing the silent prayer, you're telling God, I'm surrendering it to you, and he takes over. So he works through you. He works through you. Understand that statement. So whatever you'll be doing will be perfect and will be good. Why? Because it's not you who is doing it. It's God who is doing it through you. Amazing. Amazing. I feel like a pastor right now. You guys should actually now, sadaka, wewe, pitisha kikapu ya sadaka. Make sure that, pay tithe here now. Come on, guys. You should be calling me daddy, the way you call your pastors. Daddy, baba. Pastor has become your father. So now your pastor, you are worshiping your pastor. So your pastor has become your God. And now he controls you. Now he tells you, come to church without a bra, because I need to press your nipple so that the word gets through your breasts. The word of God gets through every orifice. So therefore, come without a pant in the church, because when I pray, I will push the Spirit of God through that orifice. Yes, Pastor. Yes, Daddy. Yes, Daddy. Hey. Yes, Daddy. I resent my husband. How can I overcome it? You don't resent your husband. You resent yourself for attracting yourself. We attract who we are. So you don't resent your husband. You resent yourself. You are unable to look in the mirror and believe that you attracted you. You can't actually stand the image of yourself in the mirror. So you don't resent your husband. You resent yourself. If any case, you resent the weaknesses of your mother, the anger of your mother, and you resent the weaknesses of your father. So when you resent your parents, you end up attracting them in a marriage. So your husband is the exact image of the weaknesses of your father. All right? Your husband is just your father in a different body. So now it's time for you to go and overcome your father. Go and overcome your mother, go and overcome your father, and from there, you will not resent people. Because you are playing God by resenting his creatures. How can you resent God's creatures? It means you're actually looking at God and saying you're so imperfect. So you're actually playing God. So go and overcome that by overcoming the spirit of your mother. Face your mother and tell her, you know what? I have realized along the way I've been resenting you for no good reason. I really apologize. I'm sorry. You're not going to your mother to get forgiveness. You're going to your mother to admit you are wrong. You admit fault. All right? So you tell your mother, I realize I'm wrong for resenting you and I'm sorry. Whatever she says should be none of your business. Move on and go and face your father and tell him the same thing. You know what, Father? You raised me into this daughter that I am. I believe I'm responsible, but along the way I realized I've been resenting you for no good reason. And now that I realize I'm wrong, I apologize. I'm sorry. The moment you say that, God will take the resentment out of you. God will take their false identity out of you, and he'll bring back your identity. And then now you'll attract people who actually you'll not resent. You'll attract people who actually are mirror images of yourself, and you'll be happy because you'll not expect anything from anybody. If they want to come and go, you'll simply escort them. You'll actually make sure they go faster. You tell them, okay, see you, bye. Can I assist you to move? And it will never pain you. The resentment inside you is basically the ego inside you that doesn't want to die. How do you tell that this is a revelation from God? You don't need to tell. It will just come. Listen, the same way you walk out and you get the light. Do you need somebody to tell you there's the sun out here? No. You simply walk out and you see the light and you keep moving. Nobody tells you it's now night, it's night. No, you see the darkness, you realize, no, okay, the light has gone now, it's dark, I have to go. So revelations work that way. And now you have to overcome that thought again. All right? So constantly work on overcoming that thought, because revelations will not come from the thoughts. They will come from the heart. It's so easy. Always love your parents, no matter how much wrong they have done to you. Parents did not do you wrong. Because when you see it that way, that is also ego. So what you do is, you actually admit you're wrong for resenting your parents. You see, when you are actually awakening spiritually, what you're doing is you're looking at your parents and understanding that if they knew better, they would have actually done better. If they knew better, they would have actually done better. I think just turn on that one. All right. So if your parents knew better, they would have actually raised you better. But the problem is they did not know better. So what happened is they raised you in the best way that they knew, because that's how they were also taught. They were just passing it to you. So it is not their fault. So your role is to actually see that I'm wrong for resenting them because they are in the dark. And you also in that darkness. So you are trying to come out of that darkness. And you can't judge those who are in the dark just because you're coming out of the darkness. Your parents are still in the dark. And until they overcome that darkness, they can never do anything right. So your role is not to judge them for doing wrong or right. No. Your role is basically, because you're not a saint and you're not a sinner. You're just a human being who has actually found himself in a fallen state because people took you there. So when you're awakening, you see, okay, they did it because they did not know better. If they did better, they would have actually done better. And I want you to see it this way. You don't want your children to resent you for being who you are, right? You don't want your children to resent you for whatever reason for being who you are. So your parents were just being who they are, and it was only right for them. They were doing the right thing according to them in the dark, in the fallen state. So don't judge them. Go and face them. Apologize. Admit that you're wrong for resenting them. Admit that you're wrong for actually hating them for no good reason. They didn't have control. If they had control, they would have actually done better. Realize this, that all of us have no control over anything, whether good or bad. We are controlled by the spirit that has actually built a home in us. So because most of us are in a fallen state because of weak fathers and angry mothers, we are in a fallen state automatically. So we must overcome that fallen state. So imagine overcoming that fallen state and you still have ego to judge. Oh, you know what? These parents raised me the wrong way. You're actually resenting them more. So overcome them. Just go there and admit fault. Admit that, you know what, I am tired of playing God. So I admit I'm wrong for actually judging you for things that you do not have control over. So I apologize. And once you do that, God sees the need of you having wanting help. He takes off all these emotions, the anger, the weaknesses, the fear, the doubt, the emotional love, and He fills you back with your own spirit, the one that you're born with. And then now through that spirit, He will reveal to you on how to live your life. You will not rely on imaginations and thoughts. You will not live in the future or the past. You will always be in the present. And realize it's so hard to live in the present. But do this. Every time you find yourself going into the future, be grateful that you can catch yourself going into the future. And then bring yourself back. Be grateful that you can catch yourself going back into the past and judging yourself for what you did not do in the past. And bring yourself back. Every single day work on that. Just be grateful that you catch yourself going into the future. Once you do that, God takes the battle off you. It becomes a very interesting life. Kevin Omondi, living for the moment equals peace. Yes, I just told you, happiness is your present state without expectations. So without the fear of the past, without the anxiety of the future. And I want you to listen to this. This is a book that is called Master Your Mind. It's called, Master Your Mind and Master Your Life. Written by Kumar Singh. So there's a chapter that he says, realize deeply that the present moment is all you have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. So listen, the chapter 1 is saying, life is just a series of present moments. Life is just a series of what? Present moments. So, have you ever thought about the two emotions that hold us back the most? If you asked 100 people, chances are most of them would say that the things that are holding them down or back is regret and anxiety. Regret and anxiety. Regret and anxiety. I repeat. All right? But why do we worry so much? The answer lies in the way our mind works. Our constant stream of thoughts is usually focused on either the past or the future. That's how you're remodeled. That's how you're actually conditioned. Take oversleeping, for example. We might start by regretting hitting the snooze button and then worry about getting late for work. So not only are you worried about oversleeping, you're now worried about getting late for work in the future again. However, the most crucial time is the one that we often neglect, the present. It's the only moment where everything happens. All emotions and actions happen in the present. The past is simply a collection of past, present moments. And the future is just a bunch of present moments yet to come. Focus on the present and become better in the present. Well, if you find a chance to read that book, go and do it. All right? That's why we say a chapter a day. A chapter a day. Every day a chapter. When you think, oh, I went to and overcame. I overcame my parents in 2016. But I can simply catch myself trying to get angry every time. Oh, you can have a client who is coming in, not for the sake of anything. He's coming in to just show you that, you know what, I know better than you. I have watched your videos and I know better than you, Daktari. So let me challenge you with your videos. All right? So now you can easily see this conversation is going south. But you're just like, okay. So you can catch yourself actually trying to get angry at her or him. But what do? You doubt that thought. You realize, you identify that that is not the voice of God. That is the voice of the devil because it's in your thoughts. So you simply doubt it. And guess what? The moment she spits or the moment he spits every single thing of it, you get a sane mind. You open up a third eye and you can respond promptly. That is how you need. In presence of all this chaos, you will always be still and calm. All right? Yeah. A comment on YouTube. Okay. From who? 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗞𝗘𝗡, we looked for him. Okay. There's a post from Purity here. My biological father left us. I was 12. He personally told me that my sister, 9 years, and I henceforth belonged to our mother, and he abandoned his fatherly duties. We are now in our 30s. We looked for him, made peace with him, and we had anger, overcame him. He still keeps his distance and refuses to participate in our lives. E.g. dowry, marriage, citing that he didn't bring us up. So we let him be. By the way, there is no paternity dispute. He is our biological father. Our mother raised us. Now, I am married, thankfully. My marriage has God's order of life. This is amazing because this also answers the questions that 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗡 was asking, that can you come from a broken family and you end up having a perfect marriage? And the reality is this. You see, Purity is hailing from a family that was actually broken. The weaknesses of her father. So her father came in, ejaculated, and ran away from responsibility. And that's what is happening in most families. So there's no spiritual bearing. And now, every child has that void of a father. If the father is weak or absent, every child will have that void in them. And the only way to actually overcome that void is to go and find your biological father and make peace. You're not making peace for him to become your friend. No. You're not making peace for him to become part of your life. No. You're going to overcome his weaknesses so that you don't attract a man who has the same weaknesses as him. All right? So you go and apologize to him, not because of ego or not because you want to feel good. You go and apologize to actually let his identity from you disappear, and now you have your own identity. You're also going to do that so that you reconnect with the source, because a biological father is the source of every child, is the source of everything in a child. He's a representation of God on earth. So when you actually apologize to him for resenting him, you actually own up that you are wrong for resenting him, even though he disappeared. That has nothing to do with you. Their dispute with your mother has nothing to do with you. So you're going to overcome his weaknesses so that if you end up getting married as a lady, you will not attract a man with the same weaknesses as your father. You did well going to find him. Even though he doesn't want to be part of your life, you will always live a comfortable life without having to worry what he's doing. And you will never have pressure. So I'm proud of you, and may your marriage work, because you already told us that there's a God's order of life in that marriage. We celebrate you and we wish you well, Daktari. Wish you well. All right. So now teach your children forgiveness. All right, so that they can actually learn and move along. And also, if your husband would actually be part of these lives, it will be actually amazing, because some of us, the women, work so hard to fix their identities when we are actually the same people, and then we start blaming them and chaos begin again. So you must overcome so that you people can raise your children in a way that God wants you to do that. How do we approach the Bible while reading? Thank you so much, Kelvin Thiaro, for that question. Now, read the Bible with no interpretation of the one who taught you how to read the Bible or how to read the Quran. Read the scripture with no intention of remembering anything. Go there with an open mind. If any case, do a silent prayer before you read the scripture. Overcome all thoughts in your head. Be still and be calm. And now you read the scripture. And if you close that Bible, that's the end of it. Don't bother remembering anything there, because you'll not be doing it out of you. You'll be doing it out of the one who actually taught you how to remember all these things. Fix that. There is no sound. There is sound. What are you saying, guys? I can hear myself. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Good. So yeah, Purity's post was very, very interesting and very mind-opening. Thank you. Thank you, Purity, for that. Yeah, so any other question? If you wish to have a conversation with us, you can request to be a guest. I'll take 2 guests, answer those questions, and then we move. We call it a night. Thank you all of you who kept me notified for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that it's back. I appreciate it. So let me tell you, when we were starting these conversations, when I did the first show on health and wellness sport about addictions and alcoholism, that's how this show was actually given birth to. So I realized there's so much gaps, and you people actually related so much with the video that I did about alcohol and addictions, pornography, masturbation, and all those things. So we decided we actually have to do this. And I never planned to have these shows, no. Even though I had the insights about identities, I was just focusing on me. So then most things that I plan, they never work. If you ask me, these identity shows, most of them come from the stories that we have every single day at workplace, with you people, the conversation that we have with you people. Sometimes we're having a conversation even here. I have thought of doing something different, then we just change the topic totally and we do something different. So planning for things is actually crazy. It's you just living in your thoughts. So I decided all identity shows, I'll never plan any topic. I'll simply come out, and when I'm preparing to actually go live, whatever I'm putting there is what I'm going to talk about. It's that simple. And then every conversation just comes from the revelations. And that's the beautiful thing. So that I never sit down and write a plan of what I'm going to talk about. That'll be a waste of time and space. That we can do it on Health and Wellness Sport, but not on this platform. I'm currently dating. Any advice before marrying? Kevin Omondi, very good question. Now, are you dating or are you having casual sex? Because when people tell me I am dating, they are basically having casual sex with no responsibility and with no commitment. Because the ideal situation is you're either married or you're single or having casual sex. So are you in a relationship and you're having casual sex? That's what you call dating, or what is dating? But I'll tell you this, possibly you might end up finding out that the one that you're actually dating or having casual sex with, you realize you might not even marry them. But if you end up marrying her, well done. I wish you well. But this is the point. The point is, for you to marry, you must know that you must fix yourself. You must have an identity. So you must overcome your mother, so that you don't attract your mother. Possibly, if you've not fixed that, that means that girl that you're dating is actually a reflection of who your mother is, just in a different body. So you must go and face your mother and apologize to your mother for resenting her. We resent our parents without knowing, because they remodeled us into their own image. So when you're going to face your mother to apologize to her, it's not that you hate her or something, but resentment is basically some type of hatred. So you hate your mothers and you end up attracting your mothers. So you don't want to do that to yourself or do that to other people, because you'll end up hurting more women as you try to experiment with the dating. So go and face your mother and tell your mother, you know what, I realize along the way I've been resenting you for no good reason, and I apologize. So that you end up overcoming emotions and you end up overcoming anger. That's the only way you can actually of some. Good. I hope it's back. Yeah, it's back. So once you overcome your mother, you overcome her anger and emotions, so you become a man. And you go and face your father to reconnect with the source so that you overcome his weaknesses. So the moment you overcome your mother and the moment you overcome your father, you don't expect anything from them. You will now have your own identity, and God shall reveal through your own identity on how to actually take care of that girl or that woman. So you will not be there because you are lonely, or because you're running away from the weaknesses of your family, or because of anything. You'll be there because you're a man and you will understand that you have a role to play. So you two will not be partners. You will not share bills. You will not date or marry a woman, either your age mate or who is older than you. You will not marry a woman who is who is richer than you. You will know your type because you will attract your type. At this moment in time, you'll be attracting somebody to have sex with, but you'll not be attracting somebody to actually have a serious relationship with. So you must overcome that. Once you overcome that, now you can actually know how to hold down that relationship without lying, without hiding anything. So which means you'll be truthful and you'll not care if she gets hurt or not. You will tell her the truth the way it is. If she throws tantrums, you say, okay, you simply know how to maneuver around it. If she opts out, you actually assist her to go. Tell her, okay, if you want to go, that's okay. That's no problem. And then you'll not be under any pressure to marry her just because she's coming also from a broken family. All right? Yeah. So that is one. Number two, you cannot take care of somebody if you cannot take care of yourself 100%. You can also not take care of somebody if you don't have an identity, because that identity, God will reveal to you how to take care of these people. So your role is to chase the truth, and the truth comes in with you having your own identity, not your parents' identities. That's a false identity. So your first role is to go and overcome your parents, and once you do that, everything shall align. And you will not even be hurt if it ends up going south, because it wasn't supposed to go anywhere apart from south. You'll also not be surprised that you married the love of your life. You know how people say, I've married the love of my life, when they're just marrying loneliness. My daughter, she don't want to go to church, 22 years. How can I approach her? Okay. How can I approach her to go to church? Now, stop approaching your daughter to go to church. Who told you the church is the right place for her? You focus on you. If you're going to the church and it's working for you, go to the church. Why are you focused on her? Focus on you, become better and inspire her. The reason why she's not going to church because she sees you're not an inspiration to her. She can't follow you because she's seeing you're messed up. She's seeing you're struggling with things. Possibly she's seeing maybe your marriage is not working and you're going to church to actually seek solace there. So she's thinking, my mother is not going to church because there's no solution there. She's going to church because she's going to find solace there. And if any case, she comes out of the church very angry. So therefore the church does not provide any solutions to her. So why would I go to church when there are no solutions for her there? Why is she pushing me? So your daughter will start to resent you because you're pushing her to do things that are not working for you. Resentment. You are risking resentment. So then what do? Let your daughter suffer. Because the best way to love your children is to let them suffer. If you're providing, and I'm supposing there's a father there. If the father is providing, if the father is leading in truth, if the father is protecting physically, financially, and emotionally, you will not be finding a reason to push your daughter to go to church. That basically tells me there's a problem in the spiritual order of life. So then what should you do? Focus on you. If you have your parents alive, go and overcome them so that you know how to raise your children. Because right now you're raising your children according to how your mother taught you. Your mother send you to church. Now you're thinking it's the right thing to do to send your daughter into church. you're risking resentment. So stop doing that. You focus on you, become better, and then inspire your daughter. Amazing. Your real world is inside you. It's not in your daughter. It's not in your husband. It's not in your mother. Your real world is happening inside you. So your daughter is a true reflection of who you are. Therefore, go and overcome those false spirits inside you, overcome anger, so that you can actually know how to guide your daughter in the right direction. Otherwise, she will resent you, and she will become as evil as you, and she will hurt her children. Just the same way you're hurting her. What's your take on overthinkers? Overthinking is evil. Overthinking basically means you are insecure and you are thinking about the future every single time. So overthinking, the best solution for overthinking is to stay present. Bring your thoughts back here. You've been overthinking all this time. What has it done good for you? What has it done to you? Messed you up all through. And then you are not the one who is overthinking. It is the spirit of evil inside you that is controlling you to overthink. So you must overcome by finding an identity. You see how identity is very important. Like all our problems are the same. They are hailing from lack of an identity. You're overthinking because you're insecure, and insecurity is an emotion. It's taught to you by your mother because of a weak father. You see that? So your mother remodeled you into her own image. You become an overthinker. So if you're a man, you're basically a woman in a man's body. If you're a woman, you have so much estrogen. You have so much identity problems. That's why you're overthinking. And it's hurting you all the time. You can actually be free because you're born to be very free. So stop overthinking. But you cannot stop overthinking when you still have the spirit of evil controlling you. When you still believe your thoughts. So what do? Go and overcome your mother to overcome her identity. Go and overcome your father to overcome his weaknesses. And that will be taken away from you. It is a spiritual battle. It cannot be won through going into psychologists' rooms and psychiatrists, counseling offices. It can't. You will go there all through and you'll find out that even your psychiatrist was an overthinker. Just like you. Do you believe there are introverts? Are there introverts, or are there just people who don't have money and good company? You will be an introvert. Just the same way somebody says, nimewacha kunywa pombe. I've stopped drinking alcohol. Give them money, they're back to alcoholism. So some people are introverts just because they don't have the right company, because they are not the right company. There is nothing like an introvert or an extrovert. They're just human beings. So stop putting labels on people. That's a false identity. So there's no introvert, there's no extrovert. They're just people. Right? Yeah. They're just people with no identities at all. And the best identity is having no thoughts. So having no labels like those. Right? Amazing. Amazing. This is where you'll get real life solutions. Not in church, not in psychologists and psychiatrists consultation rooms, no. You'll be told to write a letter, or go and cry on a grave, or go and throw a flower somewhere, or go and sit beside the river and just reflect. And then you come out of that sitting, you're still the same person with the same problems. No. An identity is your problem. If you're depressed, if you're angry, if you're an overthinker, if you have fear, if you have doubt, if you're constantly living in a future and you're worried about that, if you have anxiety, if you're depressed, all these things are identity problems. They must be fixed by spiritual realigning. You must bring back the spiritual order of life, that God above men, men above women, and women above children. And that order was distorted in our families. We ended up suffering. So we are suffering because it is not us who is suffering. It is a spirit that lives in us that lies to us that we are suffering. Our only problem is we identify with our thoughts. So therefore, bringing back that order basically means it starts with you. You cannot start with your parents. They are in hell. Let them suffer there. You must start fixing you so that the future generations that are coming from you or through you will never suffer. How can I book a one-on-one session with you? Oh, this is amazing. Luvalitsa. There's a contact there that you can actually use, the office contact. Book a session on WhatsApp. Through WhatsApp. Simply send a text message on WhatsApp and you will be booked in. Whether physical or online consultations, we can actually do that and actually help you overcome so much of these things. So 0707 07 47 22. That is our WhatsApp contact. Thank you so much for that. It only gets better after interacting with Uncle Chile. I can assure you that. All right? Somebody told me back in 2016, you behave just like your mother. Well, I was so angry. And then he told me, you see, I'm just confirming. Go and overcome your mother. And I was wondering, what is he saying? So I don't judge you for overreacting when I say some things. I don't. I simply see you in the dark, and one day you'll wake up and you'll realize you are actually free. You've always been free. How is identity tied to old traditional ways, e.g. naming and such? Well, listen. when you have an identity, there's nothing like tradition in identities. There's nothing. There's nothing like morals. There's no sinners and saints in identities. You're just you. And you focus on you. And you'll rely on revelation. So even naming your children will come from revelations that are coming from the Spirit of good. So it has no connection with that. It has all the connections with you having a direct relationship with God, and then you'll get your revelations from God. Most of us don't trust God. A single day, we have lost trust in God totally. We trust ourselves, we trust traditions, we trust the cultures, we trust our parents, and they become our gods and they control us. So we suffer because we are trusting things that are actually taking us away from God. All right? Do you think a child, a 5-year-old child, cares about naming? Do you think they care about the church? Do you think they care about what is good and what is evil? It is you who teaches them. All right? Yeah. Current Gen Zs are resenting from church. Is this a worrying trend? Gen Zs, most of the Gen Zs are suffering from lack of moral character from the home. Most of them are hailing from single parenthood. Most of them are hailing from families that have very weak fathers, and there's a spiritual battle. It will get worse. All right? The trend shall get worse. And Gen Zs are none of our business. Our business is fixing ourselves. There's nothing like a Gen Z. There's just human beings. So they have to fix themselves. And if they don't, it will get worse for them. They are thinking that they actually won the battle because of the internet and all these things and the know-how. But they are actually getting their know-how from the spirit of evil in their heads. They are being controlled by a spirit that can only be overcome by themselves. All right? So we hope that they can actually get better by seeking the identity, and we hope that this information can actually get to them. That's why you liking these lives and you sharing these lives is very important, because you can actually change their lives for the better. They are thinking that the government is their problem. They are thinking that the outside world is their problem, yet their problem is inside them. They lack moral character because of absence of fathers or presence of fathers that are weak. They'll go to the streets to destroy property because from home they don't know how to take care of property because there was none. They're always in the streets shouting because they don't know how to respect authority, because from home there's no authority. If there's no father, there's no spiritual order. There's no authority. Therefore, moral bearing is disappearing, and they're suffering from that. So their thinking is a physical battle because there's no employment and all that. But they have all the capacity to create employment, but they can't. They still find themselves on the streets. Why? Because they trust politicians, because they're thinking that, you know what, because there's no father in their homes, they have no sense of direction from the home, they're getting a sense of direction from online content creators. They're getting father figures from masculine coaches. They're getting all this guidance from politicians. That's why they associate with politicians, and they feel good when they're outside than when they're home, because homes are broken. So the Gen Z problem is a spiritual battle, and it has to be fixed through spiritual directions. All right? Yeah. They are a very depressed generation, and it's all because of lack of fathers or presence of weak fathers that yield angry mothers, and therefore they've always been remodeled into their mother's image. And now they're angry, they're emotional and all that, and they're thinking they're doing the right thing because they're in the fallen state. And somebody has to wake them up. Kevin Murigi says, I have low self-confidence, but when I get money, it gives crazy confidence and start controlling people. Still controlling people. Still, how do you overcome bitterness and jealousy? So this guy is suffering from multiple things that are coming from the same center. He's suffering from bitterness, from jealousy, and from the sense of control because of money. Okay, you see that? So these are the things that we talk about, and everybody's suffering through this. Thank you so much, Kevin Murungi, for that question. Murigi, for that question. Listen, you are not the one who is suffering. No, it is the spirit of evil inside you that has built a home inside you that is lying to you through your thoughts that you are suffering. Imagine this: you are on this life, all is so well. You're not jealous right now. You're not bitter right now. You're not controlling anybody right now. Even though you might have money or not have money, all the states in the present are very constant. They are just okay. You're well. That's why I say all is well. So at this moment in time, in your present, all is well. You're not controlling me here. You asked a question. That means all is well for you. But the spirit of evil inside you is lying to you that, you know what, when you get money, you exercise control. Oh, when you see somebody with this type of life, you're actually jealous. So you're comparing yourself with other people. You're thinking that money is coming in to actually help you control people. But in real life, when you get your identity, you'll not be thinking of actually controlling people, because there's no control. You have no control over anything. You have no control over anything. So I highly recommend, you can do what you want, Kevin, but I highly recommend that you get over these emotions. Bitterness, jealousy, all these are coming in the form of control. All these are coming in from the spirit that actually built a home in you. That's the spirit of evil. That is anger. All right? So you're actually just portraying this anger to other people and then thinking that you're controlling them, that you're bitter about them, or that no, you're not. You're bitter at yourself because you have all these lack of identities. So I highly recommend that you go face your mother to overcome these emotions. Face her and tell her, you know what, I realize that I'm getting all these emotions, and now because I know better, I can't resent you anymore. Let me put it in very simple words. So go and tell your mother this. Go and face your mother and tell her this. I have realized along the way that I've been resenting you for no good reason. And because I know better, I really apologize. I'm sorry. Just say those words. Just few words like that. But the most important part here is facing her, because your mother, you have an identity of your mother. You're emotional. So therefore you need to overcome those emotions. And it's not the fault of your mother that you became her. No. You had a weak father who did not lead your family in truth. He was basically trying to hide something and hide into something. So his weaknesses are actually being experienced through you. And his weaknesses allowed your mother to remodel you into her own image. So what you're going to do is you're going to face your mother to overcome her false identity. That is emotions and anger. You face her and you tell her, mother, I realize you've raised me into this son that I am right now, but along the way, I've actually identified that I'm actually resenting you for no good reason. And that is not right for me. So I apologize. I'm sorry. Whatever your mother says should be none of your business. Let it just come and pass. Because some of them will play victims. They will cry. Some of them will say they were just trying to do the right thing for you. Some of them will say they will blame the father. Some of them will blame every other thing except them. Don't care about that. Once you say those words, you've shown God that you're actually willing to overcome her false identity. So God will take her nature of you, her false identity from you, and you will have now your own identity. Now go and face your father to reconnect with the source and to overcome his weaknesses. Go and tell your father, you know what, along the way I realized I've been resenting you for no good reason, but now because I know better, I am sorry. So when you're saying that, you're showing God that you don't want to play him anymore. You're not playing God anymore. So you're admitting that you're wrong for resenting your father, and now you actually want to get that off you. So once you say those words to your father, don't care about what your father will say. Give him a chance to respond, but don't care about what he say. He let it come in and go out. The moment you say those words to them, one, you faced them. You faced your fears. The number one fear in a child is their parents. So you faced your fears and you've overcome them. Number two, you've admitted to God that you've actually been playing him, and now you're tired of that. So you're actually surrendering, and you're allowing God, you're trusting God to take care of you and take the battle from you. And then God takes the weaknesses of your father off you. He takes the anger and emotions of your mother off you, and all these things that you're labeling different identities, or bitterness, or jealousy, they are basically just a false identity that is coming from your parents. Once you overcome that, you realize all these things will just leave you so easily, and you'll be a free man. And now you start doing the silent prayer to overcome every single thought that is coming into your head every single day. So before you go to bed, you close your eyes and you focus on your breath. Pay attention to the thoughts in your head, but do not follow them. Don't let thoughts come into your head and you follow them to the latter. No. Just let them come and focus on your breath so that the thought passes. You realize in the beginning you'll have more than 100 thoughts in your head. So much chaos. Those are not your thoughts. And then you'll continue doing it consistently. You start with 2 minutes, and then as you overcome those thoughts, you go into 5 minutes, into 10 minutes. And with time, it will be so easy. You'll simply close your eyes, and 10 minutes shall go just like a flash. And you open up your eyes, you come back to reality, there's no thought in your head at all. That's when you will know that you now have perfect peace. You do that before going to bed, and you do that when you wake up, so that you start a day with a new slate, and you close the day with no thoughts in your head. And that's when you realize that you've been suffering for no good reason. You've been free all along, bro. You not even care about the money and the control. Because at this moment in time, you're using money to actually satisfy the thrill that is inside you, to just feel good when you try and control people. You have no control over those people. You don't. It's just money that's actually giving you the ego. All right? Yeah, it's the ego. So go and die from that ego by apologizing to your parents, and then wake up in life. Bro, it's a very sweet life. Just staying present, not caring about people, not caring about money, just living in the present, and all shall be well for you. I wish you well, brother. I wish you well, man. Good, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it's been amazing. It's been amazing, and I appreciate all of you for being here. I can't do this anymore. We will get to you on Friday next week. I am so happy that you've run this. There's another question. Zil Baba Shop, Beauty and Salon. I started health and wellness sport journey so well. Made huge recovery and lost weight. Of late, I've been struggling. I backslided and I feel bad. How do I get back on track? You feel bad not because you're backsliding. You feel bad because you're thinking that the people that actually saw you losing weight are wondering what is happening to you. So you're now unable to explain what is happening to you because you started even preaching. You see, when you started losing weight, start preaching to people. Oh, you know what? Hey, avoid wheat, avoid this. And then now you're putting up weight and the pressure is actually now dawning on you. That, you know what? I told people to quit wheat. They've actually quit it successfully and their weight is in order, and I'm now starting to build up this weight. How will I even tell them? So your struggles are within you. Your struggles are coming in from the ego. That's why you're saying, I feel. It's all ego. All right? So identities are very important for you to maintain the discipline, the consistency, and the patience. We call them CPD. Consistency, patience, and discipline. Those three are all you need for you to actually maintain everything. Imagine you know everything to do to actually maintain a healthy weight, but you are unable to do it. Why? Because you cannot put up with the consistency, because you don't have an identity. You cannot put up with the discipline, because discipline needs you to have an identity. You don't have the patience to actually do it over and over again. You don't have the zeal to do it even when you don't feel like doing it. Right now we are fasting. Most people are not even fasting. And they'll create all excuses because they don't have an identity. So when you find an identity, it is the bearing. So health comes secondary to identity. Once you have the identity, now it gives you the discipline, the consistency, and the patience to do it even when you don't feel like doing it. So I highly recommend you go and find your identity. You can do what you want, but go and find your identity if you so wish. And then from there, start from square zero. Don't be afraid to start from zero. When you have an identity, you'll not be scared of doing anything. All right? You start from zero and you'll improve from there. Start from where you are and constantly improve. Eat clean, fast, exercise, rehydrate with salt and water, enjoy the sun, reconnect with nature, sleep early. All these things will just work for you. But for you to have the consistency of that, oh, you must have an identity. I wish you well. I wish you well. How can I overcome stage fright? Again, fright, fear, lack of an identity. Bro, you have different conditions with different labels coming from one problem. Anger inside you, a lack of an identity. They will tell you, oh, breathe in and out and relax before that. But you realize anytime you go for another one, there's stage fright. Another one, there's stage fright. All right? So you'll be postponing your problem. You breathe deeply right now. You take some propranolol to lower your palpitations. You go and present. And then after presenting, you will have more problems because you'll be expecting either people clap for you so that you know, you've been validated. Or people don't clap and you feel so bad about the presentation. You want to overcome the feelings. You want to because anger is a feeling. You want to overcome those emotions. You want to actually have a state that you can actually walk in without having to prepare for anything, stand there and make that public speaking and not care about if somebody will applaud you or if somebody will be silent. You will not care. You will pass your message because it will not be you who is presenting. It will be God presenting through you. And God cannot go through you without an identity. Do you see that? Is it good to have a vision board? Or I'm focusing on the future. Thank you so much for actually getting your solutions. Future. Oh, every rich person has a vision board. Oh, every this and that has this and that. Stop listening to people. Listen to you. Your real world is inside you, not outside. So a vision board, what is a vision? What is a vision? Your only role here is to serve God with all you have. When you serve God with all you have, all the rest shall be added unto you, including that vision. So at this moment in time, you're relying on your thoughts. Which vision do you have that God did not have for you? Your purpose is to serve God, and through that, God will actually add the rest unto you. But when you now start serving the vision becomes your God. It controls you. So if you fail, you'll be depressed. If you win, you'll feel excited, emotions. The excitement will be for a short period of time, you'll get depressed again. So you want to overcome that by actually trusting God. Because in the present, your vision is now. In the present, your vision is now. So focus on the now. Can you serve God without going to church? Yes, you can. You are the church. And God lives in you. God does not live in the church or in the Bible. There's God inside your heart. So go and overcome so that God uses you. Simply trust. Okay? Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your questions. This has been the best one because of interactive sessions. I love that. I would actually want identity shows to be fellowship so that we actually have real interactions and we solve problems so that when you go and practice it, if you so choose, you become better. But I can assure you, that every time you trust God, everything works for you. Every time you trust God, it works for you. And how do you trust God? Simply stay present. We have fears of the future. We have anxieties and depressions that are coming from both the future and the past. And all these things are depressing you. But I want to remind you, that you are always free. You've been born and you will live free if only you realize that your real life is in the present. That your happiness is through you overcoming your thoughts. Because all thoughts in your head are all evil and they are lies. They are lies. They are not your thoughts. The only true thoughts are thoughts of the present. Focus on the present. Become better every single day. Focus on today. Don't even worry about tomorrow. You trust God about tomorrow. He says, do that. Just trust me. I'll do it. And then surrender. And then go and find your identity so that you know how to actually get the revelations. Because when you have an identity, revelations shall come through that identity and your life will be perfect because you will have perfect peace from within. All of us need perfect peace. You deserve it. You have it. You just have not identified it. You have it. You've always had it. Your only problem is you have identified your thoughts and you become the pains of your thoughts. You become the anxieties in your thoughts. Those thoughts are not yours. So go and overcome them. Fix back the spiritual order of life, that God above men, men above women, and women above children. And all shall be well with you. It's amazing, amazing to have you all. Thank you so much for taking time to be here, and I bless you. Have a good night, have a good morning, and a good afternoon, and may God protect you in all that you do. May your present be as successful as you've always wanted it to be. Amazing.